Back at her home, Yulia and her friend Elena are getting ready to go out to a disco. Tonight, it's a disco which is spreading information about the problem of AIDS.
AIDS is a big problem in Ukraine, and we need to deal with it and try to solve it by any means possible, which is why events like this one tonight are so important.
Since 1987, 250,000 people in Ukraine are estimated to have become HIV positive. One of the major reasons for the spread of HIV is the enormous intravenous drug problem. Increasingly, the infection is spreading through the sexually active population, often accelerated by girls forced into prostitution to feed their drug habit. In Odessa, 500 kilometers southwest of Mariupol, Elena is going back to the music institute where she used to practice the piano. Once a promising musician, part of the cultural elite, she fell into drugs and prostitution and now finds herself alone, struggling to survive.
When I play, I feel myself like a fish back in water, because it's where I belong. I miss the piano very much. I used to play it a lot, but now I have different problems.
Prostitution is a growing trade in Odessa, and Elena lives close to the main area where the women vie for work. She rents her flat out to prostitutes who entertain their clients there. She also pimps for many of the girls who work on the streets.
What am I trying to do? I'm just trying to find ways out. If I were to get work as a music teacher or work in the kindergarten, I don't think I could live on the pay they offer. It's just so low. I have another business. We have a street here where the girls are working, and I have an apartment that they use for their clients. I close my eyes to it. I have to live on something.
And what about you? Are you on drugs now?
Sometimes. You have these urges, and you try to stop yourself, but it's very difficult, and sometimes you can't say no. If I could, I would cross out the last 4 years, approximately 4. Is it 4 years? Maybe more. I'd cross those years out of my life, but I can't, because that's when my daughter was born, and I love her very much.
Elena has become an outsider. Her only daughter has been taken away from her, and she's lost the support of the family that she was once so close to.
Машка, Нана, где мама? Соня, где мама? Где мама? Где мамка? Где мамочка? Где мама?
It was when his family broke down that Sergei fell into drugs.
My father was murdered on January the 18th, 1992, and on the 1st of February I injected for the first time. With the death of my father, I lost something and replaced it with drugs.
Sergei was a drug addict for 8 years. He's been clean for only the past 9 months.
Very good.
11 months ago, he was diagnosed with HIV. Because of the shortage of funds and medical technology in Ukraine, Sergei is unlikely to live for more than another 12 months. He's trying to make the best of the short life he has left.
Living with HIV is very difficult, and it's difficult not to be scared of the future. But fear is an obstacle, and I never say I will never take drugs again. I never say never at all. I say today.
Unofficial figures indicate that 1/3 of all young people in Odessa are taking drugs. Sergei works for an organization of ex-drug addicts which tries to get other users to kick the habit by handing out information and clean syringes. They work in the destitute area of Palermo in Odessa, ironically named after its narcotics-infected counterpart in Italy.